Hey guys, AirSofttalk here on Delta One, and today I'm going to be doing a review of G&G. Now I'm going to get a few things out of the way. One, please wait until you comment. Please wait to comment on this video until it's like you've watched it pretty much all the way through. Okay, I'm going to list some of the things I've had with G&G in the past. I've had a G&G RK47, which did not work. All it needed was a new tablet plate, so I put in a new tablet plate. Still didn't work. So I went to make sure I installed everything correctly, and I did. And for some reason, I could not get it to feed. So I took a different AK gearbox from just basically the same thing, and I put it in there, and I still couldn't get it to feed. I tried putting in one of those little things on the gear, the sector gear, or what, I can't remember what the name of it's called, but it like basically pulls the tablet plate further back so it'll chamber, and I still couldn't get it to work. And so I had to part out my AK because I physically could not get it to work. I've worked on the scars in the past. At my past job, I had to work on one, and they put the wrong cylinder in it, and they put the wrong seals in it, so it was shooting 280 when it should have been shooting 380. I had to go in there and I had to call in to get some parts from them, and they said it was going to take 3.5 months. I was very upset with that. But the situation over in China and Taiwan, it's not really in Taiwan, but it's really affected everybody, so it just makes everything a lot harder to get. I've also had my hands on with the G&G UMG. I had an older version of it, and this was before G&G really was put on the map. I put a battery in, and I pulled the bulb back to access the hop-up unit, and it just ripped off the hook that the spring was attached to, so the bolt stopped working. Then I've had hands-on with the SR25 that they make, which is really nice. It almost it's very deceiving. It's like plastic almost, but it's not. It's actually like a good metal. I've had hands-on with their SIG 550. Very nice. I compared it to the ICS, and the ICS normally doesn't do a good job with polymer for some reason. So the G&G was a lot better, in my opinion. Or the ICS was just almost better. They were pretty much the same. But I've had to work on their scars a bit. I don't know why, but let's move on from that. And I'm gonna list one more thing. All G&G guns are extremely loud. I don't know. It's the type of metals that they use for their gears and their gearboxes is what makes it really loud. I don't know why. It's like, do something different, because it's to the point where it hurts my ears. If they ever make a P90, it was like, God forbid, just letting y'all know, might want to take some earplugs. Okay, moving on. I'm going to start the good things. The good things that G&G has done is they've made a wonderful scar. I will give G&G that. There really isn't another scar that you can get that's going to be better than the G&G one for the price. BFC makes one, but it's kind of a little harder to get a hold of them in a way, because my wholesalers, I can't find any wholesalers except for like one or two, and they want me to pay an outrageous amount of money for it. Also, another neat gun that G&G makes is their FS51. I know many people overlook it because it's so different, but personally, it's an HK51, which is really, really nice. I really want one. G&G makes one. I've got hands-on with it, too. It's very nice. There is not another company that's going to make a better one. I know Classic Army makes one, but it doesn't have the actual HK51 stock on it, like the G&G one does. The only thing I don't like about it is that you have to buy the G&G rail system for it. There is no aftermarket rail systems for the front handguard. Also, they make another gun that I really think is pretty nice, is their G&G Full Metal AK-74 Arcade Beta. They don't really make many AKs like that with rail systems. That's why I was like, I really like what they've done with that. Another thing that G&G does that I think is really amazing is their bolt and their AKs are so heavy. They're massive. It's like a GHK bolt, but their bolt weighs about a pound. It's massive. Well, more than a pound. G&G has also done a great job at doing M4s, not gonna lie. They spit them out like crazy. Their MP5s, I think, are some of the best MP5s, if not the best MP5 on the market. From what I've heard, besides Sistema or whatever, I don't know. I haven't really had hands-on with them, but I've never really heard any complaints about their G&G MP5s. Coming from a standpoint as a technician, I normally don't like MP5s because the mags are always really picky to me. So G&G has also done a good job at making budget line guns, like sport lines and all sorts of crazy stuff, and they always do it at a good price for the average Joe that's looking for it on a budget. Like their MP5s are $150, they're blowback. Their M4s are $170, they're blowback. They also made the first good L85 that was on the market. I'll give them that. And they also make all sorts of M4s that I don't really, not an M4 person. Their L85, when it first came out, though, was really crappy. The bolt on it was way too heavy. It was just too much stress on the gearbox. G&G is coming out, though, with the Scar H. I'm looking forward to that, because everyone that makes the Scar H is ridiculously expensive. Also, they're making the FS2000. I'm probably going to buy one. Moving on, G&G is in the middle of, kind of a high-end price and a little kind of not too affordable, but a little bit more than affordable. And their internals they're okay. They're not like, oh my gosh, amazing KWA or GMP. Externally, they're good. I personally, if I'm going to spend that much money, I'm going to go buy a GMP. Not going to lie. Plus, I don't need another M4. I honestly don't think when a company is like, we came out with a new gun, it's an M4, it's not a new gun. Because, I watch all the major retailers, and, 90% of the time, it's like, it's a new gun! Oh, wait, it's an M4, never mind. It's like, make something different. Yeah. Now, G&G, I know there's going to be some G&G fanboys that are going to be watching this and be like, you're just putting them down. If you didn't listen to me, I'm promoting them as I make a video. Now, for anyone who's looking and can't find the JG that they want, go buy a G&G Sportline. That'll do you good. That'll do you a lot better than a JG, in my opinion. But the final conclusion, let's come to this. When G&G first came out, they did not do a good job. They were quite terrible. They slowly improved. I hit all their old ones. I messed with their old ones. I haven't messed with a newer one today, so I'm going to have to give G&G a 7, a very low 7, because one, they make so many M4s, and that's good, so I'm probably going to give them a 7.25, because of that. I would give them a 7.5 if they made support weapons, but they don't. I wish they would. And for the fact that they make an HK51, which is really nice. So, final conclusion, is 7.25. G&G is a great company. I wouldn't overlook them, but for the price of some of their guns, I would recommend you to go KWA or a GMP. I really do. If you're looking for a blowback gun with a blowback M4 or an MP5, don't look any further. Just get a G&G, because their blowback just has absolutely no harm on their internals. Actually, I'm going to have to give them a 7.5 for that. They get a 7.5 because they have the best blowback system on the planet. That for an 8 for an electric blowback. So, but it's not going to have any recoil whatsoever. Now, I've also heard that they're coming out with a blowback AK, and I'm probably going to buy that and make an RPK out of it. So, final conclusion, come down to the straight bottom of the line, 7.5. I believe G&G there's always room for improvement in every company on this planet, and I believe that G&G needs to fill that room of improvement by making a support weapon. That's just my opinion. So, let me know what you think about reviewing more companies. So, I appreciate you watching. Gray Arc, you're awesome. So, see y'all in the next review of a company. Thanks for watching.